Very, very important lesson, especially for the women. In 2009, I underwent a miscarriage with which I went into depression and I was lost. And that is when my father in law and mother in law came to Egypt and they told me one thing that convinced me to meditate. We speak so many big, big things, but there are subtle egos that we carry within ourselves and we have to really look into ourselves. We hear that, okay, there is life after death, but nobody spoke deeper about it. So that opened a different perspective in understanding about death. We should be happy to live. We should not have any regrets, or we should not feel, oh, I have to live more, more, more. The moment we release, when we understand all these concepts, then there is a freedom within ourselves and also freedom there as well. I share only 10 lessons that I've learned practically and which are very dear to me.
Good morning and good evening, everyone. Uh, I welcome everyone of you here today for the 21-day journey by honoring Patriji. And today is day 4. And we have another speaker, lovely speaker with us. And we are honoring our Guru, beloved founder and Guru Brahmarshi Pitamah Patriji. And these sessions are collaborative effort between Beam, Omega Pyramid Team, and PSSM USA, PSSM Global and PSSM UK, PSSM India, and Breath Universe from Australia, and Meditation Magic from US. So, without any delay, I just want to give a little intro about Madhu ma'am. So, Madhu ma'am was born in India and she got married around in 2008, and she started practicing meditation from 2009 when she touched the rock bottom of depression. So, meditation helped her lift herself up within a short span of time. And she has realized that happiness is a state, it is within each one of us. And we don't have to search outside. And with her experience in meditation, and along with her, Ram sir hosted many sessions, and she went to schools and taught meditation to kids collectively. So meditation also guided her explore the world of sacred geometry and colors. And she gets visions in her meditations, which enables her to find her creative center. So her heart, which she can portrays on canvas as all levels of healing to each individuals who encounters them, and they can be used as a color therapy to relax the mind. And she also plays singing bowls to guide everyone into deeper state of meditation. So I would like to add one more point about Patriji here, as we are honoring Patriji for this 21 days, a beautiful program. And so Patri sir intensively, like we all know, he loves all major cricket events, right? So I wanted to tell one point about that. So he always says that cricket enables that players to develop excellent group consciousness. So that group consciousness is very important, is what I actually learned that. So it's my pleasure to invite you for this session today. Thank you so much. I welcome you for this Zoom Dayas, and please share your wisdom and please guide us through meditation as well. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you
it's
so
over to you.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Jansi ma'am. And namaste to all. So, I would like to share a bit about myself and my journey into meditation and how Patiji had come into my life. I was married to Ram in the year of 2008, and then his family has been meditating with Patriji from 1997. They've been knowing Patriji and they've been traveling with Patriji for many years. And it was a new experience for me. And that time I was not into meditation, or I was not having any interest in meditation. So I said, who will meditate at this age? I was just 21, 22 years. Then in 2008 December, we moved to Egypt. think it was the universe play that we had to live in Egypt for 8 years. So before that, Ram was working in Italy, and we had plans to live in Italy. Suddenly, something had happened that the universe had taken us to Egypt, and we were not having any clue that why we were in Egypt at that time. But there was some kind of a happiness for him and his family that okay, there are pyramids here, and we are associated with pyramid spiritual societies. So at least that was comforting them. And in 2009, I underwent a miscarriage with which I went into depression, and I was lost. And that is when my father-in-law and mother-in-law came to Egypt, and they told me one thing that convinced me to meditate. They said that if you have any question in life, you alone have an answer. You don't have an answer outside. You can't find answers outside. If you have a question, you have an answer within yourself. So that convinced me to meditate, and that is when I have embraced meditation. And the moment I embraced meditation, after a week's time, I have experienced this in amazing joy that can't be explained in words, which was I think it everyone's need to experience that. It's just that it is inside, but we have covered it up with so many unwanted stuff. When I have removed those unwanted stuff through meditation, then I have seen the clarity and I have seen the joy. Then I said, okay, whatever I have experienced is wonderful. Then we need to share it to all our friends. Then we started inviting friends to home, and through the help of my in-laws, they were guiding in Telugu, which is my mother tongue, and then I used to translate it into English. So in a day, we were doing 3 sessions, and then in 2010 we went to India, and that was the first time in the month of May I met Patri sir. By the time I have understood what Patriji is and what all he had done and his mission and everything, and that was the time we felt we are eligible enough to go to Patri sir and invite him to home, because sir was already traveling to Egypt yearly once. In 2008 he traveled, in 2009 he traveled, in 2010 he was yet to travel, and we said, sir, so these were the sessions happening. We were doing these sessions, and we welcome you home, sir. So he happily accepted, because, as I told, to meet a grand master like that, we should be eligible, in the sense like we should do something, not just like that. You go meet him, not like that. We have to do some work to. We felt we have done some work. At least we have met some people in Egypt, and we have done some meditation sessions, and it will be wonderful if Patri sir could come and guide all of them into meditation. So that was the time where we have invited him, and in the month of September he had visited Egypt for the first time, and I was very scared because in India there are so many people to take care of Patriji, and everybody knows, uh, but I was very scared of how I will be able to take care of Patriji, and like I already know that is very he was very angry, but I was never experienced. I did not see his compassionate side at that time, so I never knew that. I only thought that he's like a Parashurama. He's so angry because his anger is very right, because it's just that people are so ignorant. They don't see things. They don't understand things. That is where he only when you shout, then it enters into their head. It's and that shouting is as well an acting, and that is a momentary anger that he has, just to display what this person is like going through in his head, so that they will come into the senses. So at that time I was not aware of all these things. I was very scared to have him at home, but then I said, okay, what if my dad is coming home? If my dad is coming home, will I be scared? No, right? So then I said, I comforted myself, and then sir came, and a lot of lessons I've learned. So today I wanted to. That is where I had personally met Patriji, and I personally have seen what all he had done, and what all how he had impacted in our lives. So today I bring to all of us 10 lessons, because each time I share about these lessons that I've learned from Patriji, there is again, like it's a it's again confirming that yes, we have to walk that path. The lessons are very simple, friends. It's all that we know all these lessons, but we lack in implementation. And here comes Patriji with the first lesson. So when he came to Egypt in 2010, he came along with a few other masters from India, and there was one master called Nina Nayak, and I have no clue who she is and who this master is. N- this Nina Nayak ji and Patriji were sitting on a sofa, and as we know that Patriji, I was just going and pressing his legs, and suddenly sir said, "Oh, go and press that Nina Nayak's leg." Said, why I have to do that? That thought comes into my head. Sir is master, so he's doing a lot of work. So I should go and I should do some seva to him. But I don't know this lady, and I've never met this lady, and the instant thought came, and then immediately it got cancelled, and then in that space, sir had sir had put another thought that treat everybody equally. That was his message. If you treat me in a special manner, treat everybody in a special manner. Every guest that comes to your home is like Patriji, because you love Patriji, right? So you have to treat everybody like Patriji. You can't show any difference. You can't show difference to Patriji and to other masters, or to the person who is coming for the first time for meditation. Treat everybody equally. So that was the first lesson I have learned from Patriji, that treating everybody equally, and we lack doing that. We always in our life we show differences. For Patriji, everybody is equal. Everybody, there is no person who is higher. There is no person who is lower. Everybody is equal to him, and all these years I have seen him the same manner, how he treats everybody. Even if he's meeting that person for the first time, he loves that person, and he cares for that person with the same interest of how he cares for the grand masters that he had met. So that was the first lesson that I have learned from Patriji, that treating everyone equally. And second thing is having this why not attitude in life. We always have complaints. Why is this happening to me? And why is that person behaving like that to me? Like, I've done so much, then why is this happening? Like, we have all whys in life. From morning till evening, or till we go to bed, we can look into our own self, that how many whys we have used in that day. Some whys we will say it out loud, but some whys we will say it in our mind. Like, why my husband is behaving in that way? Why is he, like, he's not understanding. It happens majorly, it happens in the mind, that there was this incident that happened, that okay, like, and there was a dialogue that happened between me and my friend, that was not, mm, not right. And then Patriji taught again that we have to embrace everybody. We should not see any flaws in everybody. I mean, flaws is their thing, but we have to accept however they are. So this I have learned from him. So I accepted that friend, and there was this event happening, and somehow she was not respectful towards Patriji, and I felt very bad. After all what Patriji had done, she's so disrespectful towards Patriji, that she's not attending the session of Patriji and being there in that program. Why she's not doing that? I went to I was just cooking, and there were tears in my eyes. And sir noticed, and sir asked me, "What happened?" I said, sir, I don't know why she's behaving like that." Then he said, "Why not? Why not? It is her choice. We should respect everyone's choice, right? It is her choice not to be in the sessions. It is her choice to not to speak to me. It is her choice to behave in whatever manner she wants. It is her choice. It's okay. And like, we have to also respect her choice. We should not have any grudges towards that person. We should not have any complaints towards that person. Having why is a complaint, and Patricia is always against complaints. He says no complaints, no judgments, no complaints. You can't judge a person. What all is running in their head, or whatever is happening in their life, you really don't know. And how come you judge a person? and all the complaints that you have is you are seeing from your perspective. We don't know their perspective, right? So always have an attitude of why not. We have a lot of complaints like, oh, why this accident had happened to me, okay, why did I fail in my exam. There is a bigger reason to everything, and it everything, the major to minor event that happens in our life, is our choice. It is purely our choice. And when we know that, we feel very responsible towards our own life. We don't have any complaints towards anybody. So we just accept everybody as they are and accept the situations that are happening in our life as they are. So we drop all the complaints and we just take life as it is coming, with a greater meaning and with a greater understanding. So friends, from today onwards, from this moment, if you have a why in your life, question why, then reverse it with why not. It's just a switch away, like you can just switch that word, why not. And then you see how things unfold. There's so many things that happens. These are very simple things. We don't need big lectures that, like, okay, do this and do that. It's just in the mind. Can't we just switch those things that we hear, and change it? It's very easy. It is just that we have to take a step towards it. If we don't take a step, we are stuck there. All through our life, we have complaints only. Because once you have a complaint, there is a chance that you have a second complaint. There is a chance that third complaint, not only with one person, with your life situations, with everybody that you meet. So just be complaint free and just accept everybody as they are, and have this attitude of why not. So this is the second lesson I have learned. There are so many lessons I've learned, so I thought I only put 10 lessons so that we have time constraints. So the third lesson that I've learned from Patriji is no sacrifices. Oh, this is very, very important lesson, especially for the women, because we women, we always think that okay, my husband is coming from work, my children are coming from school, so I have to take care of them, I have to cook delicious food. Though we are starving, we want them to eat first, and then later we will eat. I have seen my mother, I have seen my grandmothers, I have seen, like so many of my aunts and my relatives doing it in India. So they don't care for themselves. They always sacrifice. At the end, they don't have food. Like all the family, they eat the food, and this mom or grandmom or the aunts, they are left with no food. So this was the same situation happened in Egypt. There were so many people that came one day to home for because Patriji was there, and we were cooking and everybody were eating, and I was the last person to eat. And sir was sitting on the dining table and looking at me. He asked me, "Did you eat?" So I said, "Sir, no, I did not eat." By the time the food was not there, there was no food left. So, do you think that you are a great person? Do you think that you are a great person by sacrificing? Never sacrifice. That doesn't make you great. Sacrifices doesn't make you great. Treating yourself well is makes you great. Caring for yourself makes you great. Don't fall for all of those things. Oh, okay, if I sacrifice, then like I'll be like there will be some great marks that I'll get when I go up. No, it doesn't happen like that. Like if you don't take care of yourself, then how can you take care of the rest of the people? That was his lesson. He says you treat yourself well, no sacrifices, come what may, no sacrifices. You eat first, you do your things first, and then you take care of others. That's why in the airplanes, when we sit in a flight, the air hostess says first you put your seat belt, then only you put the seat belt of your children, or put a mask, oxygen mask, and all these things. When in the case of emergency, first you have to treat yourself well. Then you will be able to take care of others. So this is the third lesson that I have personally taken from Patriji, that no sacrifices. From that time till this time, I tell to my whoever I meet, I tell them, like to my mom, to my grandparents, to whoever I meet, I say no sacrifices. Like there are so many friends in here as well. They don't eat till their husbands eat. I said, no, don't do that. Are you hungry? Yes, I'm hungry. Then take take a little bite. You don't take a full meal, but at least take a bite. But they don't do it. Like, so we have to respect ourselves, and we have to value ourselves, and we have to love ourselves. That is what is his message. And no sacrifices come what may. And now, the fourth lesson that I have learned from Patriji is always do your part. There were situations that when we were living in Egypt, that we were I was traveling to Alexandria from Cairo. From Cairo to Alexandria at that time, it was like 3 hours journey. And people used to tell that they will come for the meditation sessions. And back in those days, we were using Facebook. We were creating Facebook events, and from there we will see whoever are joining. Like, there were no WhatsApp and all these things in 2010, 2011, or those periods. So we were just using Facebook as a medium to advertise and to let everybody know that this is happening. Okay, we are meeting in the park, and many people say yes, 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 we are coming. And I call the driver, and then he comes in the morning at 6 o'clock. By 9 o'clock, we are there. I pack lunch for both of us, and then we go 3 hours journey. And then when we go there, we find nobody. Like, we really find nobody. And then I used to feel very disappointed. Like, I have taken all the effort to come from Cairo to Alexandria, 3 hours one way and 3 hours going back, and there is nobody. So I used to feel very very bad. Why is this happening? Now, one time when Patriji came, then I asked him, sir, this is what is happening. Like, when I go there, everybody says that they will come, but they don't come. Then sir said, if people come or they don't come, your your presence is very much required there. Like, many a times, friends, we feel very disheartened when taking the Zoom sessions, or when we are doing some events. Very few people turn up, or sometimes nobody turns up, and sometimes so many people turns up. When there are so many people turns up, we think, oh my god, we have done a great thing. And if nobody turns up, we feel, oh, very disheartened. Oh, what maybe there is something wrong in me. Maybe I'm not a great master. That is why people are not coming for the Zoom sessions, or maybe they are not coming for the events that I'm organizing. So never doubt yourself. Always do your part. If people come, one person come, or nobody comes, or 100 people come, your job is to be there. Your job is to share with the same intensity, with the same enthusiasm. We have to share whatever we have prepared ourselves to share to everybody. Never see for the number. Then he said, there are so many masters. Why do you think that you are alone there? When you go to the park, why do you think that you are alone there? Why do you think that when you are in the Zoom session, you are alone there? There are so many unseen masters. There are so many astral masters that are present. They are waiting for you to share your knowledge. So why you have to like, cry, or why you have to feel disheartened, or why you have to feel unworthy, that like, these people are not accepting me, people are not coming for the sessions and all these things. So we have to always remember that we come what may, as a master, our job is to share whatever we know. And when we have decided we have to share, we have, even if nobody turns up, we go there, we sit and we close our eyes and we meditate, and we come back happily without any complaints. So when we do that, then like, that's a test. Master sometimes puts us into a very difficult test, to check where we are in spirituality, how we are progressing in the spirituality. If these kind of tests are not there, then how can we prove that we are strong enough? So if the lesson here is how much committed you are towards your mission, how much committed you are towards your work, in sharing about the truth of meditation, in sharing about the truth of vegetarianism and pyramid science and all these things. So it is very important that we always have to do our part. So this is one of the most important lessons that I have learned from Patriji. Then the fifth lesson that I have learned very strongly from Patriji is sabka sunna apna karna. That means in English it says that we have to listen to everybody, but we have to do our part. There are so many situations that we get into arguments, you know like before we enter into spirituality, or before we meet masters, or before we have understanding towards life, we enter into a lot of arguments. See, everybody is in a different level. In their minds, they are in a different level. Sometimes we can't convince people, so we can't defend ourselves. We can't say that I'm right, you have to listen to me. Then they will revolt, they will fight back. um, then I remember this statement of Patriji, that sabka sunna apna karna. Listen to everybody. Whoever is telling you, listen to everybody. You don't stop them. Whenever they are saying something, you don't stop them, you listen to them, but you hear them, not listen. Listening is again getting into shravanam. Patriji says shravanam. This is, you can't do shravanam here, you have to just hear. That means when you know that the person is ignorant, like he's, whatever he's speaking is not enough, not right enough. Then there was one incident that happened in Bosnia. There was this lady, and uh, she came to Patriji, and she was telling, Patriji, how come we get vitamins, calcium, and all these stuff if we don't, then sir was explaining, but she's not able to understand what he was conveying. Then sir stopped speaking. Then she started, using words. Then sir started seeing only her. And after she left, then we asked, sir, what is it? She's speaking a lot, and you're not doing anything. You did not say anything. You did not shout at her. Like, with some people we can't do that. Then what were you doing, sir? Then he said, I was just appreciating the beauty. She has a beautiful face, and the way she's expressing, it's so I'm appreciating that. So I have learned that, okay, if we don't like, if we don't like the other person who is saying something, and which we know that they are not, that is not right, because sometimes they think that they are right, but because lack of information, lack of knowledge, that makes, then we know that yes, whatever they're speaking is not right. So then what we have to do is, instead of fighting with them, we have to just look at them, and we have to appreciate their beauty. Maybe there is some kind of a beauty that they have, we have to appreciate that beauty. So then always the complaints drop, and there is no arguments, there is no fights at all. Then you just hear, you don't listen. Then that is what he means, sabka sunna apna karna. We have to listen to everybody. We should not say no to anybody. We should listen, and then we should do our part. That's it. That is one of the lessons, and I practice it with my family members, with my relatives a lot. I practice it. You can't enter into arguments. You can't fight with them. They think, being an elder, they think that, oh, as an elder to you, I know much better. Sometimes you can't convince them. Then you can't say them, and they are not in the level to understand. So then I just stop, and then at the end I do the things in my own way. So this is very important, sabka sunna apna karna. And then the sixth lesson that I have learned from Patriji is being limitless. um I got married in 2008, and I have never cooked at my home, and I've never learned cooking at my home. And then from 2010, I have seen Patriji. He's wherever he travels, wherever, to whichever home he goes into the kitchen, and he starts cooking for everybody. So that is his kind of a seva. That is his kind of a love that he wants to shower to everybody. And the food that he cooks with awareness is like amrutam. It's like a, it is so amazing when we taste that food. It is so filling. It is not filling only to the stomach, but it fills our hearts and soul as well. So I have seen him, how much interest, with how much passion, with how much awareness he used to cook. So I've learned a lot from Patriji in regards with cooking. And in 2018, when we were in Bosnia for a event, then there were, I was not knowing how many people were attending, and Master Pradeep Vijay, Crystal Pradeep, he was organizing that event, and he asked Madhu, since you're interested in cooking, why not come to Bosnia, and why can you please cook for all of us? said, okay, yeah, why not? I'd love to do that. Then when I went there, I got to know that there were around 120 people from all over the world who came for that event. So till that time, I have cooked for 40 people. More than that, I have never cooked. At the home, whenever we were doing meditation sessions, 40 people to the max I can cook. But cooking for 120 people, I was having a lot of doubts on myself. Then I went to Patriji and I asked Patriji, see, I just got to know that there are 120 people. Will I be able to do it? Then he said one thing that, don't put yourself into a box. That means don't confine yourself that you can only do this. We are a limitless beings. Break all the boundaries. We can do anything that we wish to do. So the moment we are with that mindset that I can do anything, then it will become effortless. There is no effort. When you think that, oh, it is very difficult for me, then there is lot of effort. It's more than a physical effort. It is a mental effort. So when we think that we can do anything, then it becomes effortless. You do it with so much love. You do with a lot of joy. Then things become so easy, and that is what I have experienced in those days. In that the whole event, I used to cook for lunch and dinners. I used to cook for 120 people with one help, and it was so easy and it was not difficult at all. It's just because that that lesson that I've taken from Patriji, that being limitless is it had changed the whole perspective. Because otherwise we many a times we think that, oh, I'm not doing any work, I'm not worthy enough, I cannot do anything. Why cannot you do anything? You can do anything whatever you wish to. Only you, if you decide for yourself, then only you can do it. Nobody else will come to you and they'll not decide it for you. Hey, you do this and you do that. It has to come from within. You have to say that, you have to take a charge of your life and you say that I will do it and I can do it, I know that. So this is the attitude that he had put into me, that being limitless. We are all limitless beings. We should not confine ourselves. We should not limit ourselves that we can do only this much and that much. We can do any number of much, infinity much. Yeah. So this is one thing. And the seventh lesson is never say no to money. As you know that when I started meditating, I started seeing colors, I started seeing sacred geometry in my visions, and I started painting in on different mediums. And sir, every time sir comes to Egypt, he asks me, what are your new paintings, show me. There was one time that in 2011 or 2012, I think, when sir was there, he asked me, show me a new painting. I said, I did not do anything, sir. Then he said, "Why you didn't do anything?" Then he said, then I said, "Sir, there was a clash in my mind that many people like the paintings and they want to buy it from me, and again I have a doubt what others will think about me. That okay, look, this Madhu is giving meditation sessions for free, and now she's charging for the paintings. So there is some kind of a business strategy in here." So I was having this thought. Then he took a stick and he asked me to put my hand like this, and he bet on my hand, and he said, "See, that is different and this is different. Don't combine both. Art is your passion. You want to do art. You do art. Don't stop for some stupid reasons that you have in your head. So yes, you just do your art, and then never say no to money. Why? Who said money is bad? If we have money, we can do many things, right? Many projects, right? If we don't have money, how can we do it? Money is very important. We have to use money in a right manner. So you get that money and you put that money in a right direction. If somebody is building a pyramid and there are so many masters who are not working in India and they are only doing spiritual work, how come they get money? Help them, support them. Like there's so many things that can be done with the money, he said. So never say no to money. So never have this clash in your head that okay, this is something, there is a strategy behind it. No, it's not like that. It's only that we think like that, but nobody thinks like that. So if people are liking your art, just give it to them, and receive the money, receive that energy. So that is one more lesson that I have learned from Patrici. And never shy, in asking, never shy in, like we always shy, like we always shy that, oh, people might think I'm wrong. So never shy in speaking your own truth. So never say no to money, he said. And then the eighth lesson that I have learned from Patriji is being available at any hour. So when we were doing in sessions in Egypt, I have seen him not only in Egypt and also in India. I've seen him how much time he gives for meditation. If a person comes at any hour, a very late hour, but still he's there, he shares whatever he wants to share about meditation at that hour, and he cooks at that hour also. He makes sure that the person is full in the stomach as well. So so anytime anybody comes and asks about meditation, or don't say that I have some other things to do. Oh, no, 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 I have to go there. This is the I'm done with I'm done with the session now. Now it's my personal time. No, it is not like that. Always be available for everybody. Who knows what that person is coming, like what that person is seeking, like we never know. So that is why we should be always available. That is a commitment. That is a mastery. So Patriji, I have seen him how much ever tired he is. He never says that, oh, now I want to go sleep. At that hour also, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the night, he plays his flute and he makes them meditate. And not only that, he sits with them and he listens to their experiences. It is very important. Being available for somebody without any expectations is really amazing, friends. We all dropping all the expectations that, okay, maybe this person will follow PSSM, maybe this person will follow me. This Drop all the expectations. We are not here to make followers. We are here to support each other. We are here to help each other, and that is what I have seen in Patriji. He never made followers. He never said that, okay, his part is only to share, and he never cares if that person is coming back again or not, because he had shared his truth of meditation to them. And if somebody comes, he accepts. If somebody doesn't come also, he just respects. Maybe he has their own choice. We should not have any grudges about anybody, that, like that person is not coming for the meditation whatever I have taught him, is seeking for another organization. So drop all these things. Value everybody. It's okay, it's their choice to go. And being there, even that person after many years, that person comes back to you, you treat them equal. You treat them with so much love and compassion. So that is what I have seen in Patriji, that at any hour, whoever comes, he will be available. After many years, if the same person comes, he will be available without any complaints. So, and the ninth lesson is the most important lesson for me. That that was like a slap on my face. I can say it was being comfortable. It happened in 2019, when Sir was in Egypt, and we had organized an event there, and then there are so many masters who came from India for the meditation inside the pyramids and to tour in Egypt. So I was there, and in that group, there was a friend of mine who got to know that I play singing bowls. Till that time, I never played singing bowls in front of Patriji. So this friend of mine, he went to Patriji and said that, Sir, Madhu plays amazing singing bowls. Why not we do a meditation? We do a short meditation. And friends, I want to let you know that that was the day the whole group, around 40 or 50 Indians, have come from India to Egypt. They have to take their bus to India to go to airport. So in 10 minutes they have to pack their bags and they have to be at the bus. And sir said, okay, call everybody to the room. And everybody is there at the room, and at Patriji's room, and knowing that Madhu is going to play the singing bowls. Like, and I also took my singing bowls, and I went to Patriji's room, and I was just standing next to him, and then he started asking everybody, okay, madam, tell me your experience. How was the meditation inside the pyramid? I was like, from inside, I was having this feeling. The bus is waiting outside, and sir is telling, like, asking them to tell about their experience about meditation inside the pyramids. Like, they will get late when I'm going to play the singing bowl. And I was just pressing his legs. Then suddenly he looked at me and he said that he looked at me and he was telling to everybody, देखो ये लड़की को ये मुझे मारी है. That means, look at this girl, she's beating me. I was just pressing his back here, and he got what is happening in my head. In my head it was that, when is Patriji going to ask me to play the singing bowls? When are they going to meditate? When have to they have to take their bags and go to the bus? So this was running in my head, and immediately he caught me and he said, "Dekho, say, look at this girl. She's like, she's beating me." Oh my God! Then like I had to just calm myself, and then he started asking many people, and then later he said, "Okay, now everybody close your eyes." Okay, now I know that. Okay, now sir will ask me to play the singing bowls, but he did not ask me. He started singing. I felt very bad. I really felt very much rejected. I felt very, it never happened before that Patriji had done something like this. That too, everybody got to know that Madhu is going to play the singing bowls. What others will think about me? Others will think that, okay, she's not a great master, and that is why Patricia is not allowing her to play the singing bowls. That subtle ego, like, though we being spiritual, we speak so many big things, but there are subtle egos that we carry within ourselves, and we have to really look into ourselves. So I was carrying this ego. I was, like, uh, the word ego I really liked from this movie called The Shift, where Dr. Wayne Dyer says that ego is nothing but edging the God out. We say Aham Brahmasmi, I'm God. The God doesn't feel jealous. The God doesn't feel bad. The God is always, like, always plain. So there is no ill feelings, no difficult situations in the heart. So I felt very bad at that time. I did. It took some time, maybe around 30 or 45 minutes, to come to my senses and to realize and to recognize that it was my ego. So then I went to Patriji. I went to Patriji and I told to Patriji, "Sir, thank you so much, Patriji, for breaking my comfort zone. I know that you always gave comfort to me. All those years, he gave only comfort to me. He never even said anything to me. I mean, like, there was no shouting, nothing. Everything was so smooth between me and Patriji. So I was thinking why this thing had happened. Then I went to him and I told him, "Thanks, Patriji, for breaking my comfort zone." And then he said one line that is still ringing in my ears, which said that, "Madhu, I did not break your comfort zone. Remember, I want you to be comfortable in every situation," he said. Any situations that come in front of you, may it be good situations or may it be not good situations, may it be difficult situations or may it be smooth situations, every situation that comes in front of you, be comfortable. That was the highest lesson that I have learned from him, and it was very much required. If that wouldn't have happened, that episode of this play wouldn't have happened, that I would have never known about this. That, oh yes, we have to be comfortable in every situation. That is what Buddha speaks about, middle path, good or bad, treat everything equally, just being neutral. So otherwise, like, situations like this won't happen. Then practical lessons, you will not learn until and unless it hits you. Then only you will understand, oh, this is the lesson. So all these experience, friends, all these experience are my practical experiences. It's not like I have learned it from books or something. It was just practically happening in front of me, and I said, these are the important lessons, and these are very simple lessons that we lack to implement in our lives. So now I say to everybody that, hey, whatever situations come in front of you, be comfortable. All the situations accept as they are, good or bad. So this is this is the ninth lesson that I've learned, and the last 10th lesson I would like to share here is understanding about death and after. In 2020, we came uh, we got this book called No Death, which PSSM had compiled long back, of all the masters from East and West, speaking about what is death, and that there is no death, and what happens after death, and there is life after death. Before that, we know, but I was not having any clue. I was not having any information. We hear that, okay, okay, there is life after death, but nobody spoke deeper about it. Nobody, I've never heard much deeper about it. Only then in 2020, we did a 49-day sessions on enlightenment or no death. So that opened a different perspective in understanding about death. I have heard recently about this man called Moritz. His name is Moritz, and he was living in Boston. Only when you understand death, then you know how to live, he says. When you don't know what is death, you never know how to live. You will never live completely. That is what he said. So in 2020, I have understood what exactly death is and what happens after death, and the series of books that I have read through that period. On the 49th day, we have invited Patriji to share his words about death and no death and all these things. Then he said so many wonderful points that had engraved in my heart that, okay, yes, we all have passed, we all have passed in many lives. And what is it that something is happening new? Nothing is happening new for us. It's just that we are not aware. When we become aware of what happens after death and how life is after death, and how much prepared we are, like if it comes right now, we should be happy to live. We should not have any regrets, or we should not feel, oh, I have to live more. No, it happens, it just happens. So this understanding I have learned, I have been gaining from 2020. And this year, in March, my my dad left his physical body. And in 2022, even when Patriji left his physical body, I was not having any tears, or I was not feeling sad, because if the teachings that Patriji had given, and if we are not, if we did not go inside, then like it's not right. And it had gone deeply inside me about understanding about death and everything. So I have understood that only his physical body is not here, but we are all eternal souls. We are all ever present here. So he said in that session that, like when your loved ones pass over, what why we grieve because we can't see them. We cannot see them because we are not in that level to see them. Only when we have the eyes to see them, then we know that they are there. So to open that eyes, we need to meditate. We need to do lot of sadhana. Only when we reach to that level, we can, to that energy level, then we can see whatever is happening, whoever are present in around us. So even when my dad passed over left his physical body this year in March, there was no much of grieving. I know that my dad my dad is in a very good place, and he's been well taken care of, and he's enjoying his life in the other worlds. So the more we grieve, the more we feel sad about that person. We are putting that person in the cage. That is what he said. Patriji said in that 49th day of enlightenment or no death sessions. He said that when you are grieving about a person, so you are just putting that person in the cage, and no bird will be happy in the cage. All the birds wants to experience freedom. So the same thing, no soul want to be in the cage in here. We are caging that soul in here by our limited thinking. The moment we release, we releasing is nothing but understanding about all these concepts. When we understand all these concepts, then there is a freedom within ourselves, and also freedom there as well. So there are so many lessons regarding this no death that I have learned from Patriji, and very very valuable lessons that I implemented it in my life. And whatever I'm speaking, friends, it is through practice and through implementations only. So whatever I have seen him doing, whatever he's been sharing, he's been sharing through words, and he's been sharing through his acts, everything, we become a master only when we implement them. not whatever the master had told. We don't tell the same thing, we don't repeat the same thing. Only when it becomes, it it goes inside deep within you, and you practice it, you implement it, and it will be easily shown. You don't have to really act. That's why he says no followers, just follow the truth, follow the truth, and follow meditation, follow vegetarianism, follow pyramid science, and listen to everybody, listen to every master, even listen to even a small child as well. It is very important. And these are the lessons I wanted to share. There's so many lessons, but I said, okay, today I share only 10 lessons that I've learned practically and which are very dear to me. And um, because whenever when I'm sharing this with you, the whole scene is happening in front of my eyes. There's just the scene that the dialogue that happened between me and Patriji, and every incident that is happening in front of my eyes. I'm revisiting all those memories. So he's ever present and he's ever alive. So yeah, thank you so much, friends. And yeah, yes, Chansima.
Yeah. Thank you, Madhu ma'am. That was wonderful. We didn't even see the time. So we just it's like we want to listen more from you. It was like a live experience with Patriji. And that 10 lessons, it's not small. It was like lifetime lessons. We have to follow those lessons. It will be very important to everyone's life. So I just want to repeat like I have written. So it's like treat everyone equally and acceptance, no sacrifice, always do your part, listen to everybody. We have to do our part. And being limitless and never say no to money and being available in any hour. And we have to be comfortable and breaking that comfort zone. Like, so, and understanding about life after death. So
Very
that
good.
was wonderful. That was wonderful. We learned a lot from you, ma'am. So
Thank you.